The lender says they'll refinance me for free in a year. Is this a good deal? Okay, I think we're going to hear a lot about this when all the refinances start, when rates finally come down. So there's lots of lending institutions right now where they're saying, hey, please work with us. And if you work with us, we'll totally refi you for free. And some of them have a lot of conditions. It's like you have to have owned the house for this many years. Like there's a lot to it. So whenever a lender's promising this, you need to know the terms and conditions, okay? The next thing is, what is a free refinance? Does that just mean the lender's waiving their fees, or does that mean there's no fees? Because whenever you're refinancing, there's generally title and escrow or title and attorney. There's impound accounts, there's credit reports, there's all these different fees that can add up, and appraisal. So do they mean they're covering all of that or just their fee? Most of the time, it's going to be just their fee. And you may go, well, so that's not really free. No, I mean, look, I'm here to tell you that I think the whole I'll refinance your loan for free, it's nothing that I'm promising. And the reason I'm not promising it is not because I'm a greedy Gus. It's because I think it's rot. I think it's rot with ways that lenders can manipulate it. And I don't want to be deceptive to people. So here's the thing. If the lender's paying for all the fees of the loan, lenders don't have these magic money pots where they can give you an amazing, the lowest rate they have possible and pay for all these fees. These fees are going to, if you're getting it for free, it's going to happen because they're giving you a higher interest rate, okay? That is what I think we're going to see a lot of. I think we're going to see, sorry, I have allergies. I think we're going to see a lot of lenders where they're saying, well, yes, I'm covering this, but when you actually shop them, the rate's not going to be as good as you were hoping, okay? So rule number one, if you've already closed with a lender that promised you this, I want you to make sure you shop them when you go to refi, because lenders are counting on the fact that you're not even going to shop them, because most people wouldn't. Most people are going to go, oh, I liked them at the transaction. They were cool. They said they'd do it for free. This is going to be great. Why would I shop them? Because that freeness probably is going to result in you getting a higher interest rate, okay? And the way to keep everyone honest is to make sure there's always some level of competition. Maybe this lender's fee is $2,000 and they're going to waive it and the rate's going to be 5.5, right? But maybe you talk to a lender over here and their fee's $1,000 and the rate's 5%, right? So you're paying $1,000 for the lender here, but your rate's lower, okay? So you really want to make sure you're going to be comparing these, because right now I view this whole I'll do your refi for free as a huge marketing thing. Because in lending for decades, there's been lenders that refinance and say, well, we'll cover all your closing costs. The way they're covering your closing costs is by giving you a higher interest rate. I've talked to lenders who do this. They have a whole thing where they'll take a database, meaning all their clients, and they'll bring them down just a little bit, like $10, $20 savings a month. I call it the $11 refi. They include all their costs. Now, if they weren't including the fees and they were doing it a different way, then they may be able to save the borrower $100, but they're just bringing them down $10, $15 because of all the fees. Now, me as a buyer, I would rather pay the fees or have the fees financed into the loan and get the lower interest rate rather than have it bundled into the rate. Okay, that's me. And that's mathematically generally what makes the most sense. And in 2020, 2021, you would see these lenders refinance the same person every 6 to 7 months, slowly bringing them down. Whereas if they had just gone, the original swoop, they would not have refinanced that many times. Right? But it was because the free, but is it really free? It's not. It's paid for in the rate. So I just wanted to do a quick video about this because I see all the marketing and I know, and you guys may be like, well, Jen, like, how can I make sure they're treating me right? You're going to have to compare at the time. It's that simple, because you can see a lender waive their fee or someone else's fee. That's very transparent and visible. What you don't see and what you don't have control over is what's going into the back end of that interest rate sheet. And you're the one that ultimately pays the interest rate for the life of the loan. So heads up on that one. Just because they're offering it doesn't mean they're evil. It just means make sure that you're definitely comparing them. Also, if someone's, charging you high right now and they're like, well, I'm charging you high right now, but I'm going to refi you for free. That just means they're going to screw you down the line too. Because I did see a lender try to say that to a buyer where he's like, well, it's really high right now, but when you refi, I'll do it for free. Okay. The other thing is I had another guy who told a buyer, if you work with me, I'll refinance you in a year for 1% less. Anyone who's making claims about when and how much lower they're going to refinance you is lying. And it's because we don't know what rates are going to do even 4 hours from now. So someone who's making claims like that, they're just trying to sell you into using their services. And they know that most people don't know how the market works. They don't know how rates work. So they believe it. So please watch out for these things. If you have questions, if you want us to look at something, we're more than happy to look at something. As I filmed this in 2023, it's a terrible time to refinance. Don't do it. But yeah, this is coming. This is coming. Thank you for watching.